Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your August 2020 horoscope for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So starting off here in the month of August, we started off with our first major transit as a full moon in Aquarius that happened here on the 3rd, and this took place in your 11th house of friends, of your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your achievements, your future plans. And so this has been a major release point of great accomplishments, of connections, of releasing friends for some of you. And so with the full moon here, this is the ending and clearing of a cycle that started off with a new moon in Cancer. Remember that we had 2 new moons in Cancer as we had that 3-part eclipse season that started off with a Sagittarius penumbral lunar eclipse on the 5th of June, followed by a new moon solar eclipse on the solstice. So this has been a major moment of what are you connected to? What fulfills you in that 4th house? What are you deeply connected to and invested to? And that full moon being that major release point of the things that no longer serve you, which will lead us up to a new moon in Leo on the 18th, which we will talk about in a moment here. But on the 4th of August, we had Mercury enter into Leo, into your 5th house, where this has been a big time of really self-expression, coming up with new ideas, gathering information and knowledge. And so for some of you, it has been a big time of studies. It has been a big time of creative endeavors, of hobbies, of interests, of learning. And so this will continue throughout this phase here of this Mercury in Leo. Moving forward on the 7th of August, we had Venus enter into Cancer, into your 4th house, where this has been about deep connection. This has been about finding value and worth in your close connections in your family, in your emotional connections within yourself. It's a very deep time of understanding your value, your worth on an emotional level, connecting back to yourself, to your family, to your past, and really understanding where that sense of value and worth is within yourself. Moving forward on the 15th, we will have this Uranus retrograde. And so remembering that we had a Uranus retrograde that ended here at the beginning of 2020. So this is our second time going through this Uranus retrograde in Taurus, in your 2nd house, where this is about cleaning up the things that no longer hold worth and value to you in your life. And so with Uranus retrograde here in your 2nd house, what are the attachments? What are the physical possessions? What are these old senses of security and structures that have been put in place? Even these belief systems that no longer serve you. And remembering that we have this Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto retrograde sitting up in your 10th house, where this has been a big time of really discovering what is truly of value and worth to you. What are the things in your life that truly are connected to who you are, that truly are meant to be in place? What does your world and your experience look like to you? Because remember that for those of you with Aries rising, you have the universal chart where all of these placements that are happening in their actual traditional houses within your chart. So this is a big time of understanding your reality, understanding the role that you are meant to play, and the experiences that you're meant to have. And for those that no longer serve you, it is cleanup time. This is a time of letting go of the old reality, the old structure that no longer serves you in your life. And so this Uranus retrograde is a big moment of understanding the choices and decisions that you will make here in terms of your value, your security, and making sure that these are not just radical decisions that you're making in the spur of the moment, but that these are actually decisions that will help evolve you, that'll help you evolve to a higher soul level and purpose. So, big time to realign your values, your beliefs, your structure, your material possessions, your goals, to make sure that they are of true worth and value to you in your life. Moving forward here on the 18th, we have a new moon going on here in your 5th house of Leo. So remember that the sun has spent a great deal of time here in your 5th house, as this is Leo season. And we have also had Mercury enter here into your 5th house as well, where this is really a big time of connecting back to your studies, your interests, your hobbies, the things that you love to do, the things that hold true worth and value to you in your life, the things where you can fully express yourself in a true and authentic way. So this is a big time for you, for some of you, in terms of really connecting to your interests and your creative hobbies that bring you to life. And for some of you, this is a big time of connecting to your studies. Many of you starting to pursue or to learn or to gain an interest. And for some of you, it is also a big time of really finding that sense of joy and pleasure in your heart. What are the things, the simple pleasures in life that bring you joy and happiness? Big time to start something new, to bring in this joy and positivity. And of course, this Leo energy that is happening here in your 5th house is a big relief for those of you here with Aries rising. Even for some of you with Aries sun or moon, as you will feel the trine experience as well, that this is a big moment of really connecting back to the inner child, letting yourself be free and happy, and to enjoy the things that you truly love and value, taking your mind out of this negative space of overthinking. Speaking of overthinking, on the 22nd of August, we have the sun entering into Virgo in your 6th house, where there will be a big focus on your responsibilities, on your goals, on the physical expectations in your life that you must take care of. So for some of you, you will be focusing more on your job, your career, especially as the sun is connected to dominance, to governance, to really your career and your dominant role of how you are showing up. And so this is a big time, especially with all of this Leo energy where the sun is ruling in your chart, where many of you will be invested in your creative hobbies, in your habits, in your goals, in your job, your routine, the things that you want to do, where you are putting your creative inspiration and your ideas into. And so with the sun here in your 6th house, big time to not stress, to over worry, as there's going to be a big focus on responsibility and how you can serve and show up, but really to focus on what can you bring to the table? What are your abilities? What are your habits and responsibilities that you are capable of that will make an impact here in your work life, in your creative expression, in your hobbies, and your endeavors? So that was a look at the major transits taking place here in the month of August for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Now I will take a look at the cards. And for the month of August, I did pull from the Barbieri Zodiac Oracle deck and the Rider Tarot deck. So starting off here, the first card from the Rider Tarot deck is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Time to serve yourself, right? And there's a lot of focus here in terms of what is your job, what is your role, what are your expectations, your goals, how are you going to show up? But there's also a lot of focus with all of this Leo energy on how are you going to have fun? How are you going to enjoy yourself? And remembering that there is a lot that is going on with this Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto retrograde up in your 10th house. where there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of growth, there's a lot of expansion, there's a lot of revisiting and understanding better ways of how to show up in your career, in your job, that is better supporting your health with that sun that's going to be entering into your 6th house, as well as Neptune, which is stationed retrograde back in your 12th house. And for many of you with Chiron sitting in your 1st house, it is a big time where you want to take care of your physical health. You want to not overwork yourself, not stress yourself out. You want to find that joy, that fun, that laughter, that connection to what you love, to what brings you that bliss and that happiness in your life. So making sure that you are, yes, serving others and serving in your job and your responsibilities, but also serving yourself first to alleviate the heartache. 3 of Swords. Once again, this is a big time where you want to take care of yourself, where you don't want to leave yourself burned out, overworked, stressed out during this month of August. So big time of really understanding how to take care of yourself, how to serve yourself. Next card here is the Queen of Wands. Similar situation to what we saw in the Gemini horoscope. Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So this is a big time to understand your self-worth, your values, what brings you joy and love in your life. And so once again, focusing on those creative hobbies, those creative interests, those creative ideas. And with the Ace of Wands, again, some of you are starting something new here. Some of you in terms of education, in terms of creative hobbies and interests, but great time to start this, as this is connected to your self-worth, your self-esteem, and really taking good care of yourself, not allowing yourself to be overworked, overrun, and to be in this negative space. So very positive time of really understanding what is it that you love, what is it that you value, and how can you bring this into your life at this time. Now we're going to take a look at the Barbieri Zodiac Oracle deck, and the first card here is the Sun in reverse. So remembering that the Sun is the exaltation of your very own sign. And for many of you, you will resonate with this, whether you are Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. With this Sun in reverse, especially during this Leo season, that this Sun came in with this trine energy for you, where this has been a great time of expressing yourself, of doing what you love, of really, once again, that Mercury in your 5th house of Leo to start off, with the full moon opposite it in Aquarius in your 11th house. This has been a big time of really disconnecting from others, from the views and opinions of the world, and really coming back into yourself, into your heart space, and understanding what is it that you love and value, and how can you express your creative interest, how can you express your ideas, your intelligence, because once again, for those of you with Aries rising, you have a ton of intelligence, as you have all of these signs in their original houses. So this is a big time where when you are initiating into your life, understanding that you have this sense of confidence, this sense of value and worth in yourself, and that you are loving and taking care of yourself first. Once again, we saw that service card in reverse in the Rider Tarot deck, where this is about making sure that you are taking care of your health, taking care of yourself first before anyone else. Self-help month for those of you with Aries rising. Next card here is Mars. So this is a big time of action, and this is your very own ruler here, Mars, the soldier, that is all about focus and direction. And so it is a big time for you, Aries, of really focusing on your goals, on your interests, on what you want to do and create with all of this Leo energy that is activating your fifth house, right? And it has been an uphill battle for many of you coming into this year and throughout this year, but this is a big time of really stepping into what brings you that joy, what brings you that warmth, that expression, that joy in your life, right? Because remember that Mars is currently in your first house. And even though it is slowing down, getting ready for this retrograde in September, remembering that with Mars sitting here in your first house, that you want to use all of this potential energy and this life force to create the experience that you want with it sitting in your first house before it stations retrograde. So using this month of August and into September up to the point where Mars will station retrograde in your first house, you want to build and create the reality that you want for yourself by taking the initiative, taking the action, doing what you love, expressing yourself, getting into the hobbies that you want to do, and also taking good care of your health, as Mars is this energy that cuts into things and it is sitting there in your first house. So making sure not to impulsively jump into dangerous decisions, making sure not to take the focus off of your health by indulging into activities that are not good for you, by overworking yourself, by straining yourself, by stressing yourself out. So big time to really take good care of yourself and to focus on your creative hobbies, your interests, your goals, your business, what you want to create and build, especially with that North Node that is sitting in Gemini in your third house. South Node in Sagittarius in your ninth house, where this is not a time to hope and wish and dream. This is a time to communicate, to express your dreams, to express your visions, to take some practical action, especially with that Sun entering into your sixth house of Virgo on the 22nd. So big month here of creating, of doing, of building what you enjoy, what you love, what you want to see in your reality, but not overworking yourself, not stressing yourself out, making sure to take care of self-health first. Next planet here is Mercury. Speaking of health, this is our Hermetic planet, where this is all about the Hermetic principles and it is about your health, your routine, highly connected to that sign of Virgo, where we're going to see the Sun enter in on the 22nd. Also connected to where our North Node is currently positioned as well. So big time of really communicating, expressing yourself, putting your ideas out there in a practical way, because this is Virgo, right? And our last card here is Earth, where this is about building. This is about what are the solid results that you want to see. So leaving behind that South Node in your ninth house of dreaming, of believing, of hoping and wishing, and really starting to communicate, to connect with others, to network, to put your ideas out there, to create what you want to see, to really get those practical results come through. Remember that Gemini is about getting straight to the point. It is this quick pace, logical energy that does tend to get bored when dwelling too long into an idea, right? And very fast-paced energy with Rahu sitting in your third house and Gemini, as Rahu is this very obsessive energy of learning, of growing, of evolving, of having more experiences. And also Mars sitting in your first house, very fast-paced energy as well, even though Mars is actually slowing down here as we're leading up to this Mars retrograde. So big time where you really want to take advantage of the energy that you have that is lighting up your Leo house, your Gemini house, your Aries house, and to really create and shape this reality. Remember all of that Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, where you have the opportunity to change and shift and create the story that you want for yourself. Also with Neptune sitting back in your 12th house, where your dreams, your beliefs, what do you want to create? So big, big time to take your thoughts and turn them into a physical reality. So that was your horoscope for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, I want to mention that I am currently offering an astrology class that can be found in the private Facebook group Astrology Class with Daquan Jones, as well as on Udemy. And the intermediate course is now available on Udemy as well as the beginner's level course. And you can also find the course on Patreon, where you will see our monthly horoscopes move to next month, and we will start to switch up to weekly horoscopes here on the channel. So I will leave the information down below for all of that in the descriptions and in the comments for you if you are interested in joining in on any of those groups. Also, I want to mention that I also have a Facebook group, Astro Metaphysical Love and Light. That is a free group on Facebook where you can share your wisdom, your spiritual, motivational advice, or simply just love and peace. And I want to thank you all so much for joining. I hope you all have a great day. And I want to thank all the spirits who joined in today to make this message possible. I will see you all in the next video.